York Governor Kathy Hochul halting the planned congested pricing plan, leaving a $1 billion funding gap on the table. And one possible idea that may very well become on the table to increase revenue is taxing New York City businesses. Here to weigh in, Kathryn Wylde, Partnership for New York City President and CEO. Good morning to you. So here we are. First of all, Kathy, let's just talk about New York City businesses in general. You were in favor of the congestion pricing plan or not?
We have supported the congestion pricing plan for the last 20 years. We were hoping to become the first city in America to institute a congestion relief zone around our central business district, which is the source of a lot of gridlock. We figure it costs us $20 billion a year in lost productivity, time, fuel costs.
So, Kathy, help us then understand this, though, because the flip side of this is that the governor, politically, and others are saying, look, if we had the congestion pricing, we think it would actually be bad for business. It would bring less business to the city.
We disagree. We disagree. In every city around the world where they've put in congestion pricing, whether London, Stockholm, Singapore, et cetera, there's opposition going in. And then when people see the results, they're thrilled because your cost of doing business goes down substantially, and you can get around, you can keep appointments, you can have cleaner environment, cleaner air. So the quality of life is much better after congestion pricing.
Kathy, let me ask you this. So I don't know if Becky wants to jump in on this or not. Because we were talking about this yesterday, the cost to employees, for example, for those employees who are going to come during peak times, from New Jersey, for example, it's a $10, the equivalent of $10 extra a day. That's what it turns into.
Correct.
Who should bear that cost? And then if you even put your employees aside, there's the separate issue of just who's coming into the city to go see a Broadway show or do other things on the weekends.
So about 3% of the commuters into the city drive their cars. It's a very small number, and they tend to be higher paid people or government employees who have parking placards and don't have to pay the $50 a day to park in Manhattan. So this is a very small group of people. Most people ride public transit, whether it's commuter rail, the subways, the express buses, into the city, and that's how they get here. And what we are looking for is funding to support the best possible transit ride, get people out of cars and onto public transit.
Hey, Kathy, I think part of the big problem is looking at the numbers of people who are not paying the fares on the buses and subway systems. There's, I guess, last year, 45% of people on the buses refused to pay. 13% were jumping the turnstiles and not paying on the subways. That led to a $690 million hole in the budget. Why not fix that problem before you go asking people who don't even use the system to start paying for it?
Just to be clear, congestion pricing passed the state legislature in 2019, and it's taken us 4 years to get through the federal environmental and approval process and get the plans in place. The fare evasion really happened, it really spiked after the pandemic because we had a period where buses were free and people got used to that. So, and it's very hard to enforce on any individual buses.
It's gotten worse with time. And if your complaint is that there's a $1 billion budget hole that this leaves, there's a $700 million hole from people not paying the fares who are actually using the system.
Absolutely. And we have been part of, in fact, we staff the MTA's task force to figure out a solution to fare evasion, and that is being put in place right now. And there are a whole series of things. One is obviously police at the turnstiles monitoring it, but also new equipment. It just takes a little time to get that in. Top priority, you're absolutely right. We've got to stop the hemorrhage of funds from fare evasion, and that is underway. But at the same time, that is not going to pay for the capital program that's this year, it's this 5-year plan. The current one is $50 billion. Congestion pricing tolls, we're going to pick up $15 billion of that.
Oh, my God, you've already spent the money that we don't have yet? Is that what you're telling me, Kelly, that we're assuming that congestion pricing was going to go in, so we already, it's a shortfall if we don't get that billion?
Congestion pricing has been the law since 2019, yes. We were assuming that money would go in. We're now looking
Oh, my
at
God.
and we believe it will go in. Unfortunately, the politics around congestion pricing are pretty complicated. Cities around the world, once it's in,
Right.
the population
Kathy, so let's talk about the politics. So the politics are ugly. Who do you think is the prime mover in this? And how are you going to convince them otherwise if, in fact, you believe that your position needs to stand and win the day?
Well, I argue on substance that we have money, that we can save a lot of money by reducing traffic. We can improve our air quality. We can improve the environment. We can improve public health, reduce asthma rates. There are a lot of reasons for reducing discretionary traffic coming into the city, which is what this would do, and to get people on transit. At the same time, we can invest in better transit.
I appreciate that, but who are you? So, okay, but if you were to put up a whiteboard and say, here are the top 10 people who are on the other side of this debate, and by the way, at the moment, they appear to be winning. What do you say to the governor and the people who clearly have her ear?
I say let's get through. Clearly, the process is one. We had commuter tax back in the day. You may recall, Andrew. We got rid of it more than 15 years ago because the suburban Democratic seats were up for grabs in the legislature. So we got rid of it. It was a political issue. We got rid of the commuter tax so people didn't have to pay a tax to come in and work in the city, even though a third of the people who work here live outside the city. This is the same kind of situation. It is a suburban backlash, and it's concerns about candidates, particularly Democratic candidates in the suburbs. And are we going to deal with that? But the politics of it are chronic. There's not a lot we can do about that from the business side. What we're trying to do is say, here are the benefits. They can put on a new tax to fill the gap in the funding gap, but we won't get the reduced congestion. And we've taken our streets and we've put restaurants in the streets during the pandemic. We've got more bike lanes because everybody's biking. We've got more bus lanes. We're actually creating smaller street space. So congestion is getting worse. We are in gridlock in the city.
Restaurants are about to go away, I think, this year. You'll have to have temporary restaurants, and a lot of restaurant owners say they can't afford to put those things up and down. So those will probably go away. Do you think
they're not going away? They simply have to be registered, and so there'll be fewer numbers, and they'll have to pay for them.
Do you think the governor is going to change her mind after the election? Do you think this is a temporary hold because she wants to hold on to those seats for the election, and she will change her mind early next year as soon as the election's over?
The governor has said her concern is to make sure we're getting it right and we're not doing anything to damage the recovery of the Manhattan economy. Our position is we think the Manhattan economy is in good shape, but we would be in a lot better shape if we reduced the traffic gridlock.